wind, and there's a pretty good incoming current, but they can play it all and see how they work these throttles. They got two propellers in the back, and each one of those knobs in his right hand work the propellers differently with differential. They can move this thing, the back end. See how they're moving it around?
Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife.
He's going to back it right into there. This is pretty darn amazing. And he does it fast, and I mean he comes close over here. But I mean he knows exactly what he's doing, and they do it just incredibly well. Look at that. I mean he's just barely missing here. Look at how big this thing is. And how he slides it right in here like this. It is nothing short of remarkable. Sweet. He is sweet, isn't he? They know how to operate these things.
Got the touch.
Got the touch.
This is where finesse is at.
Well, and knowing the current, we got a pretty good incoming current, and knowing the wind, and knowing how to use those throttles. But you know, you do something every day of your life.
Yep.
Especially as smart as these two youngins are, they get good at it. Way to be, Scott.
Nice job. Like jackets and stuff down there.
Yeah, they keep them real nice.
What happens is it is really old.
Some Detroit diesel down in there. Skipper down getting the view, and call this a survivor's compartment.
Wow, that gets an A-rating down there.
That's where they bring the people that they pull off. And then what's down in here?
This is the auxiliary compartment. This is where all your electric panels are.
Oh, you got Canon filters on them?
All the electric. And then the covered bridge is right up here, isn't it? Yeah, right up in here. With all those, look at those hatch.
Nice.
Those in.
Oh, then just up there is just pretty much space.
Let me hop down in there with this. Oh, man. It's warm too. They've been running. Look at this. This is nice.
Who builds these, Scott? Who builds these homes?
You can't feel the warmth, but man, it is hot. Shiny, they keep it looking nice.
Couple of trolling motors down there, huh? A couple of trolling motors.
Hop up in there, take a look at this. This is a whole nother. They got the flying bridge, and then they got this.
This is the weather bridge.
That's it, the heavy weather.
When it's hot, when it's the worst weather, we're
Up there because you can see better.
you can see everything.
Yeah.
But you can steer from either side.
Oh, either side, and then you got both throttles in the
So you
center.
got your both throttles, then you have the, this is your emergency backup. So for your throttle RPMs, forward and reverse. In case when you're in the surf, a lot of the time you rip all the throttle heads off. You know, so you rip the throttle heads off and it causes the boat pretty much gets confused, and this is the only way to get out safely.
That takes over. Once you kick the switch, that takes command.
Overrides everything.
Overrides everything else.
So.
Perfect. Wow, this is awesome.
There's
Here.
a boat that rolled on that video, and they knocked this window out, and they ripped all the throttle heads off and helm. They lost their steering and everything.
Guy broke his jaw or something.
Broke his jaw. Guy, all of them went to the hospital. Guy, where I was driving with the helm, there's that box with the radio and the GPS in it.
Yeah.
He put his head through that,
Oh.
and they broke all that. And break-in surfman drove out of the surf with this. He came in this compartment, and it was filled up to his thigh with water from this break-in.
Yeah, but they got back in.
Yeah, they got out. Everybody, the boat re-righted itself, and they got out. It's on video. It's pretty.
Yeah, I gotta watch that video again.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I gotta watch that video again.
Well, and the way they got it set up, I think it's just marvelous what they do. They show how each of the different drivers uses the throttles, and nobody's exactly the same.
Yeah.
They work them all different. I do like the way they pull it back, way back into reverse as they go over the crest of a wave.
Yeah,
So
they
it
go
doesn't
into
smash.
Well, in Grand, what we do when we get in a real big water, especially with the wind, is you'd pull it up. What you try and do is keep the boat from going all the way over into the wind. So we just hit the throttle back right when you come up, and then try and get it to lay over so that it didn't slam over.
That's
Didn't
pretty
go out
much
too
the
far.
same concept.
Just come up and just get it to roll over the top rather than coming out right here. And then, you know, every once in a while in good weather, you had good young people on it. I'd take her all 37 feet out, and then she'd just fall from there all the way down to the bottom. And then holy mackerel, you took a slap when you got down there.
Yeah.
And a big punch. So if you backed it off, just put it in reverse and then just back the speed up and just let it rock over the top.
That's
Same thing. Same
pretty
technique.
much the same thing. You just want to, when the brake's coming, if it's over 14 foot, you have to get the bow to the top of it. Once you get the bow to the top of
Then
it,
you
you
can
know it's
back
going to break underneath you. It's not going to break on top of the
Sure.
boat. So you meet it, and once it gets up there, then you just take it and juice it back.
And then just ease on over down through it. Yeah.
It's breaking underneath you, and you just slide down the back side of it.
So once
to
you're in
prevent
that, once you're in that situation, you're locked in. You're running automatic. You're paying attention till you're
once you get to
completely out
that
of
point, when you're not slamming all the time and getting all nervous and
Yeah.
punching into the waves and leaving it punched in and
gets
launching
everybody
off of it.
tired too quick.
It hurts everybody.
Yeah.
It hurts, and it buckles the frames on these boats when you launch.
Have you ever had one you had to get rid of, a frame?
No, they had to rebuild the 1.3 because it was buckled so much.
Well,
The front frames were, the boat was pretty much like that. So they bring in structural engineers all the time looking at these
To look
boats.
at 'em, yeah.
Here at the school anyway. Just because we beat them so bad. I mean, we did that surf class, and it was a month class, and it ended up, the damage to our boats was, you know, almost $500,000 in damage just to the boats.
how many guys did you train out through that period?
I think a total of 6 got surfing qualified out of it, which that's huge for
That's a lot of guys,
that's
actually.
in a year. That's a lot of guys for a month's training. Each student had over 11 hours stick time in the surf
Wow.
in a month. So
That's hard to get.
Yeah, you won't get that anywhere else unless you come here.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that at a unit. Because every day, if there wasn't surf, they didn't come in. If there was surf 7 days a week, then we came in every day and spent our 5 or 6 hours in the surf. So
Wow.
it was a fun class. We're doing 2 of those classes this winter. So
That's when you get the surf. Yeah. Wintertime.
yeah.
So you ever been out on the 50?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
a
a dinosaur there, huh?
Yeah, that's the boat. If it's breaking 30 foot or so, that's the boat you want to be on.
That's got, looks like it has a lower center of gravity.
It does, and it's heavy, and it's the kind of boat that the waves coming, you power into it, and you punch through it. This boat goes on top of the waves.
Yeah.
That boat goes through
right
the
through
waves. So its limitations are 30-foot breaking seas, so it's a lot bigger than this one. This is 20 foot. But again, that thing can tow 750 gross tons. When that boat leaves, you know you're gone for a while, especially in the winter, because you're going way offshore. You're gonna be
somebody,
towing,
slow.
towing in a big fishing boat, so you may be towing them back at 1 knot. There's been a lot of cases where you've had to take multiple coxswains out, and if
Keep
you added
them, relieve
them all
them,
up, if
take
you added them
chow
all up,
out to
it'd
'em.
Probably be 36-hour cases or so.
Has Beth ever told her story on video about saving that boat and the big fishing boat together?
I don't know. I think you got her on video last time.
That's a good one. Have you ever heard that, Skipper?
I think they were telling it at the lake last year, but I'd like to hear it again.
That's some kind of story.
I'd like to see the video again. These two are pretty talented kids here.
Yeah, they are.
Pretty amazing.
You getting hungry?
Hungry.
All right.